Not all love is loud. Some of the deepest feelings hide behind the calmest smiles and the most ordinary friendships. You laugh together, you share stories, you comfort each other through heartbreaks and hard days, and yet, something in the way they look at you lingers just a second too long. There's a silence between your sentences, a warmth in their presence, a tenderness in how they treat you. But no words to name what it is. If you've ever felt that tension, that quiet something neither of you dares to admit, you might not just be friends. You might be living in that fragile space where affection hides behind familiarity. As someone who's studied the psychology of hidden attraction, I can tell you this: when someone is secretly in love, their behavior shifts. Not in grand gestures, but in small, recognizable patterns that the heart senses before the mind can explain. Today, we'll uncover the real psychological signs, not the cliches from romance movies, but the subtle truths that reveal when someone sees you as more than a friend, even if they've never said it out loud. Because sometimes, love doesn't need to be spoken. It's already being felt, being. Sign 1. Their eyes hold you too long. They say the eyes are the windows to the soul. But in secret love, they become the confession words can't make. When someone feels something deeper for you, it shows in their gaze. That subtle pause, that softness that lingers just a little longer than it should. Not in an uncomfortable way, but in a way that makes time slow for a moment. You feel it when you speak, when you laugh, or when the two of you fall into a silence that somehow feels full. And when you finally catch them looking, they'll look away quickly, like they've just been caught standing too close to the truth. This isn't just attraction, it's emotional presence. Psychologists have found that when we make eye contact with someone we're drawn to, our brain releases oxytocin, the bonding hormone. It's the same chemical that builds trust and attachment. So when their eyes keep finding you in a crowded room, when their gaze holds on to you like they're afraid to lose the moment, that's not just friendship, that's feeling. Sign 2, they remember the little things. In friendship, people listen, but in secret love, they remember. You mention a song once, and a week later, they send it to you. You casually share your favorite drink, and next time you meet, it's already waiting. You tell a story from years ago, and they bring it up later, word for word. These aren't grand gestures. They're quiet acknowledgments, breadcrumbs of devotion you didn't even know you dropped. Psychologically, this is called selective attention. When someone's emotionally invested, their brain prioritizes your words above everything else. Your voice becomes background music in their mind. Your details, their keepsakes. They don't remember everything, they remember you. And that's when you know you're not just part of their day. You've become part of their world. Sign 3, jealousy without justification. It slips out in the smallest ways, a quiet shift in their tone, a pause too long, a look that gives them away. You mention someone new, a coworker, a friend who's been texting you, and suddenly their energy changes. They might joke it off or go quiet. They might ask a few too many questions, then act like it doesn't matter. But you can feel it. That flicker beneath the surface and the kind that doesn't belong in a simple friendship. Psychologists call this reactive jealousy, an emotional response triggered when someone feels a subtle threat to a connection they value. Even if that connection was never defined, even if they have no right to claim it. When someone secretly loves you, their jealousy isn't about controls, it's about fear. Not just the fear of losing you, but the deeper fear of losing the chance to ever have you. So when their mood shifts the moment another name enters the conversation, it's not just curiosity, it's the quiet ache of someone trying to hide what their heart has already decided. Sign 4, they find reasons to be near you. They always seem to appear, not by accident, but by quiet intention. They show up at the same places, offer help with small things you never asked for, or just happen to have free time when you need company. They text at the perfect moments, call for reasons that don't really require a call. It's never pushy, just present. To the untrained eye, it looks like coincidence, but psychologically, it's emotional proximity, the subconscious pull to stay close to the person who brings comfort, safety, and quiet joy. When someone secretly loves you, your presence becomes their emotional anchor. Your voice softens their day. Your energy calms their nervous system. Even your silence feels like peace. They might not understand why they do it, why they take the longer route just to see you or linger a little longer than they should. But deep down, they know that being near you feels right, and sometimes that's all the reason they need. Because for them, Being close to you, even without confession, is already a small piece of happiness they don't want to lose. Sign 5. Their body speaks what their words can't. Love often shows itself long before it's ever spoken, and the body becomes its quiet messenger. You'll see it in the way they lean in when you talk, how their feet subtly point toward you, or how they mirror your gestures without realizing it. These are subconscious cues of attraction, signs that their attention is centered on you, even when they try to seem casual. But here's where it gets complicated. As open as they seem, there's always a moment of retreat. Their hand might hover near yours but never touch. Their eyes might soften, then suddenly look away. They start to say something, then stop, mid-breath, as if they caught themselves revealing too much. This is what psychologists call approach avoidance conflict, the silent struggle between desire and fear. They want to be closer, but they're terrified of losing what already exists. So their body becomes the battlefield, one part reaching out, the other holding back. If you've ever felt that tension in the air, that moment when it feels like something real almost happened, it wasn't your imagination. It was emotion, carefully contained. Because sometimes the body confesses what the heart is too afraid to say. Sign 6. Their compliments go deeper than words. They don't just say you look good, they say you make everything around you feel lighter. They don't just call you smart, they tell you that you have a way of seeing the world differently, of noticing what others overlook. Their compliments don't stop at your appearance, they reach into your essence. And that's how you know. This isn't casual admiration. It's connection, disguised as conversation. Psychologically, this is called emotional idealization. When someone secretly in love doesn't just see you, they elevate you. Their mind unconsciously magnifies your qualities, making the smallest details feel extraordinary. They notice how your eyes brighten when you talk about something you love, how you calm others when things fall apart, or how you never give up on people, even when you should. But because they're afraid of revealing too much, they wrap their praise in friendship, soft, subtle, and safely ambiguous. Yet the emotion still leaks through. If you listen closely, you'll feel it. In the warmth behind their words, in the pause before they speak, in the way they look at you after they've said something kind. That's not just appreciation, that's affection. Quietly trying not to be noticed, yet impossible to hide. Sign 7. They're always almost saying something. There's a moment, quiet, unspoken, is when the laughter fades and all that's left is stillness. You're both there, fully present, caught in a pause that feels heavier than words. And in that silence, something almost happens. Their eyes soften, their breath changes. You can feel the weight of something they want to say, but don't. Maybe they start with, "There's something I've been meaning to tell you," then shift the topic before finishing. Maybe you get that late-night message, "I was just thinking about you," with no explanation that follows. It's the language of almost, the kind of love that lives in half-sentences and unfinished thoughts. Psychologically, this moment is where fear and longing collide. It's what psychologists call the threshold of emotional disclosure, when the desire to confess love becomes stronger than silence, yet fear of loss still holds the reins. They want to speak, to let you in, but the risk of breaking what you already share feels unbearable. So instead, their heart speaks in fragments, in lingering glances, in hesitant texts, in pauses that say everything words can't, and deep down you can feel it too. When someone is always on the verge of saying something but never does, it's not because they don't care. It's because they care too much. Love, when hidden, doesn't disappear. It deepens. It lives in restraint, in tension, in the quiet ache of everything left unsaid. And that's the truth about secret love. It's not weakness. It's love wrapped in fear. Fear of changing something precious. Fear of being misunderstood. So if you've ever felt this in someone close to you or maybe even in yourself, know this. Love doesn't have to be spoken to be real. Sometimes, the quietest connections are the deepest ones of all. If this spoke to you, share it. Someone out there might need to hear what their heart has been whispering all along.